Hello everyone, Fox here, and it's time to talk about Undead Labs' new World War II weapons announcement as a free DLC that will come alongside bug fixes and other quality of life improvements for State of Decay 2. I'm going to tell you what they have talked about and then give you my thoughts about it at the very end, starting with the who, what, where, when, why. So, who said it? Well, Undead Labs. What did they say? A free DLC will be coming in the unspecified future that will add quality of life changes, bug fixes, and 13 new World War II themed weapons. Where did they say it? Well, on their stream on their YouTube channel called Undead Labs. When did they say it? On Tuesday, April 16th, 2019, so one day before me making this video. And why are they doing it? Well, according to them, it was a passion project because they're very into things like World War II weapons, so they pitched the idea to their producers who said it was okay to make it, and so it'll be included along with the bug fixes and quality of life improvements. But let's move on to the 13 weapons that you can obtain, starting with the M1918 bar, which is an automatic rifle. You can also get the Barrow Style bar, which is a rare variant of the bar with a red dot sight. You can get the M1A1 Thompson submachine gun, aka the Tommy gun, as well as the rare version, the Gangland Strad, which is a Tommy gun using the iconic round drum magazine shown in the gangster movies. You can get the M3 Grease Gun, which is another submachine gun but is heavier, harder hitting, and slower in comparison to the Tommy gun, as well as the Graveyard Shift, a rare version of the Grease Gun with an integrated suppressor. You can get the Surplus M1911, which is a named version of the existing M1911 with a slightly different appearance, but apparently it doesn't have any stat differences. It is a handgun. You can get the M1917 Revolver, a 6-shooter revolver. You can get the M1903A4 Sniper Rifle, which is a bolt-action sniper rifle with a scope. You can get the M97 Trench Gun, a pump-action shotgun. You can get the M1 Carbine, a lightweight semi-automatic rifle, which has two rare variants of it. The first of which is the M1 Para Carbine, which is the same thing except even lighter in weight than the standard M1 Carbine. And lastly, you can get the T4 M2 Carbine, which is a fully automatic version of the M1 Carbine. It's also a little bit heavier. Alright though, let's move on to the details, including how to get these weapons, but the most important thing to reiterate is that this is a free update, so you will be able to get this as long as you download the patch. Once you've downloaded the patch, the game will automatically include these weapons as potential drops from any container that could have a weapon in it. So one way to get these weapons will just be to visit a gun shop and hope that you get it. The rare weapon variants, however, they will only be found in the rare weapon containers that are located in very specific locations on the map. They also added another type of wandering trader, this time the historic weapons trader, who has just as much of a chance to show up as any of the other types of wandering traders except the mysterious trader. And the historic weapons trader, as one might expect, will be selling a selection of these weapons to you, provided you've got the influence to buy them. These weapons will also rarely be wielded by hostile humans, so you might be able to pick one up that way. And characters that have specific traits such as World War II hobbyists might, but not always, have these weapons equipped on them when you recruit them. Plague Hearts will not drop these weapons so far, but they sounded like they might change that in the future. They also said that the iconic M1 Garand was not added to the list of weapons because they did not have a way to generate the pinging noise that the weapon would make when you fire the last bullet in the clip. Alright, so now that you know what's what, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the announcement of these World War II weapons, and honestly, I'm just not all that impressed by them, and the reason for that is because the primary value of these weapons is for collector's purposes. I don't play State of Decay 2 as a weapon collecting game because that isn't really the strong point of State of Decay 2. In contrast to that, a game where the strong point is collecting weapons would be something like Warframe. I would much rather play a game like this for collecting weapons because not only are there a ton of weapons to collect, but you are able to extensively customize them specifically into your playstyle. In other words, to me, these are just different guns with different names. They're not going to be any different than the existing guns that we have, with the exception of one of them, the rare grease gun variant known as the Graveyard Shift. What makes this weapon a bit more special is that it has an integrated suppressor built into it instead of an attached suppressor, which means it doesn't suffer the durability damage when shooting the weapon like other weapons would if you just attached a suppressor to it. Off the top of my head, there's only one other rifle that has this integrated suppressor feature, and that's the X36C, which is part of the Ultimate Weapons DLC. What that means is that 12 of the 13 guns are just going to get lost in the myriad of other existing guns that do basically the same thing with different names. These weapons don't offer any new gameplay experiences like the crossbows did in the Zed Hunter DLC, which allowed you to get this new mechanic to harvest plague samples more efficiently than any other weapon, nor are they as wacky as the Independence DLC weapons, which were full of all of the fireworks and explosive-based weapons. So my reaction to this announcement is just meh. I want to see what the bug fixes and quality of life changes are. What State of Decay 2 needs are bug fixes and new mechanics added into the game. We already have a ton of weapons that basically do the same things as one another. We don't need more of the same. But hey, that is my take on it. Let me know down in the comments section whether you agree or disagree and why. Like this video if it was informative, subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content, and remember that you don't have to be good to get good.